That which is cosmic awareness is indeed available. Please proceed.
Today is February the 21st, 2019. Will Berlinghof, the voice of cosmic awareness, Dee Dee as questioner and energizer. Does awareness have an opening message for tonight's session?
That this awareness does have an opening message at this time. That recently this awareness introduced the concept of the crisis in the periphery. That it spoke of those monsters in the shadows that could be there, that could direct their intent toward you. But who are these monsters? What are these monsters? That they are often unresolved issues held by an individual, fears that one holds, concepts and beliefs that are negative but are not being looked at. What is important to understand is that at this time there is great opportunity to deal with matters, issues, events, and circumstances that have been confined in the shadow realm, in the periphery, and that as it is an opportunity, it is also available to choice. What this means is that you can look at it or not look at it. But what also differentiates it at this time, is the fact that for many of you now, those issues that you have confined to the shadow realm, to the periphery, will not stay in that shadow realm, will not remain confined. And therefore many are finding that these issues, these events, these monsters are making themselves known, are jumping into the focus, into the central focus of your vision. You are coming face to face with them. You can, again, try to avoid them, deny them, choose not to look at them. But because of the energies as they are at this time, if you fail to look at these deep issues that are presenting themselves through your own spiritual choice and your own spiritual plan, that there will be great harm done for not facing the issues. This awareness is not threatening individuals here, in that it is not saying that you will be struck down. It is simply saying this is a wonderful opportunity to look at issues and to deal with them, or at the very least to understand that there is something here that needs to be looked at and worked upon. The time is short now for actions, and you are finding more and more that to avoid action, avoid taking part in that which is healing, that it is time running out. That is perhaps the threat, that this is a finite time frame now for action to be done in terms of a willingness to look at those events and circumstances of the shadow, the monsters and the demons in the periphery that need to be dealt with in your life. You indeed have this opportunity to do so, and if you do not do so, it may be detrimental for your advancement, and it may even shut the door. Make no mistake, this awareness is trying to share with you all how important this time is, but not to be in fear of it, not to feel pressured by it. Although, ironically and paradoxically, there is a type of pressure on now. This pressure is that which is presenting itself because it is a time now of action. It is a time now of making a choice. The choice at least being that you are willing to look at the events and circumstances, the energies, the examples that are in the periphery that need to be dealt with, that need to be worked upon. You understand that this awareness for years has been saying it is important to work on oneself, to find those blocks, those barriers, those beliefs that inhibit an individual, that block and retard an individual's progress. But it is always your choice. But now, what is occurring is that these matters are presenting themselves, and you cannot simply lock them up in the dark closet in the shadow realm. Also, they do demand a type of action. Even if the action is simply to say, I am serious, I will look at this now, then it can present itself in a way that you can handle. But to deny it is where the damage could be done to your own spiritual progress, emotional healing, and mental freeing. And again, there is always choice, as already expressed. But to also realize that the timing is now of such crucial importance that to avoid these issues, if they present themselves, this awareness is not asking one to go digging to find something. It is actually only talking of that which is now presenting itself to you, that which is leaping out of the shadow, the periphery, and the crisis in the periphery that is expressing itself to you is that which you can deal with now, because it is only being presented because you are ready for it now. And again, you are not required to dig and find something in there. And just deal with that which presents itself. Furthermore, that which is presenting now is of a nature that if you resolve it now, you will free yourself up in this lifetime and all other lifetimes. For many, there is a great amount of karma that is to be dealt with at this time. Other lives that had contained in them the events that you may be dealing with right now. Therefore, these events, these incidences, these energies from the periphery are not necessarily simply of this lifetime, but may come from other lifetimes. Again, you need only deal with that which presents itself, and that this awareness does say you are all strong enough to look at the issues presenting themselves for you now. There is another element that is of importance as well in this matter. That many of you have situations in your lives where there is a reluctance to act, because to act means a final resolution of an issue, of a problem, of a event, of the crisis. What this awareness is trying to prepare you for is to understand that most of you are now at a place where there is a line in the sand, and that you must now hold that line. That there are situations, for example, where you have had old friends for years who have been abusive to you, perhaps. This is but one example. And that there may be others in your life who are tyrants to you, and that your old way has been to tolerate them, and even to allow them a space to carry on in their abuse, in their tyranny. This line, this Rubicon that you have now reached will require a final action. And it may even be an action of saying no to this individual who has been an abuser in your life, who you have tolerated for whatever reason. And it may be that you stand tall and say, enough is enough. And you show them the door with the admonishment, do not let the door hit you on the way out. This seems hard, perhaps, to be of a nature that you will say no to someone that you may have known for many years and may even be one who is a family member. But such is the importance, the critical importance of these times, that it is absolutely necessary now that you see that you yourself have come to that edge. You yourself have before you a journey or not. And that is why this decision at this time is critical and crucial. That is why at this time taking action is paramount above all else to the situation. That to understand this is to see that indeed Spirit is not always soft in its demands, is not always obliging when time after time after time there is an avoidance of that which needs to be faced. Indeed, there does come in one's spiritual journey a moment when, if one does not finally deal with the issues that are there to be dealt with in this life, that Spirit will say it is time then to end this experience and to bring one home. This would suggest death. But there are different levels of the death experience. And it is not so that it must be the physical death, but it can be an ending of sorts to the situation that one has endured perhaps for many lifetimes. And that this death, this ending, is also therefore the new beginning, the doorway into the new life. For those who are finding themselves in situations presented at this time, against it would seem their will, understand that this is Spirit's attempt, your Spirit's attempt, to help you look at something that needs looking at. Simply storing it in the periphery, in the shadow, hiding it away, running away yourself from it, not ever looking there, is not good enough anymore. At least not good enough for those who are seriously seeking to progress, to move forward, to amplify their spiritual frequency so that they are ready for what is coming. If it is so that this is the biggest opportunity, the greatest chance to deal with some very pressing issues that have needed dealing with for so long, but you have not been able to do so, then do not be surprised if these issues are of such a magnitude to you, or so pressing upon you, that you cannot do anything else but look at them. And that in looking and looking in the issues, at the issues, you will find release, you will find healing, you will find an altering of the situation. And if you cannot change the situation, then ask at least for the guidance to help you deal with it in a way that is suitable for you at this time, even if you do not directly deal with it. There are indeed option clauses that allow you to move forward. It is simply that when one simply denies that which presents itself and avoids it yet again, that one may be in trouble, in the sense of, here is the opportunity, take advantage. If you do not, then you might lose that advantage or that opportunity, and it may never represent itself, and it may then take you into a different situation in your life where you will not move forward along that path any longer, because you have avoided the very issues that you set for yourself to deal with in this lifetime. This awareness has never been idle in its discussion of the work one can do within itself, within yourself. For it is the most important and pressing matter there is in life. To deal with those energies, those beliefs, those concepts, those karmic experiences and the karmic bonds that one brings into this life. And yet there is also the tolerance, the love, the support of Spirit in this matter for each individual. It is simply that at this time It is a crucial time, and it is a time that to simply say no may not be the right choice. To say yes to the work, to looking at it, may be that which works for you the best of all. And as said, you have opportunity now to do so. But at the same time, to understand that there are consequences as well for not doing so, for avoiding those issues that present themselves. To run away is no longer the true option. To ignore or pretend is not a choice that is of significance either. This awareness is aware this is a challenging opening message today, because it is very blunt and very straightforward. On the plus side, you have now the understanding of how important this time is in your life, and how those opportunities seized now will have great ramifications for you. And those opportunities denied now may be detrimental to you, because it is of such an urgent nature and such urgent times that to not step forward, to not step to the line, to not understand this is the Rubicon, and that when you pass this line, this Rubicon, there is no going back. But then that which you have been waiting for lies ahead, lies beyond the Rubicon, beyond the line. And it is therefore of the greatest importance at this time that you understand this. And now you have the freedom to choose as you will, to deal with that which is presenting or not deal with that which is presenting. In any event, you are always loved by this awareness and by the divine source and by spirit. And you will always be supported one way or another. Whether you choose it or not, you are always loved. You are always supported by this awareness, by source and by soul. That this awareness is complete, its challenging opening message at this time.
Thank you.